Hello, welcome into this video, and in this video we're going to talk about language lesson starter activities, and we hope to give you some ideas on how to start or how to teach the language lesson, the starter activities that you could use to keep your learners more engaged and more interested in your lesson. So the key question that we can ask ourselves is how to introduce a new topic, how to introduce a new lesson. The first strategy is word wall. The learners could play word wall. They can either play word wall um, with a partner. You have two children working together in pairs, and they can practice vocabulary they have learned before. By word wall, we mean, for example, we are doing vocabulary on animals or my pets. In French, for example, one child says le chat, the other one says le chien, and they keep on saying like that until one maybe is not able to continue, and then we get a winner. So this game, this idea is good for practicing vocabulary and is known as talk to your neighbor. The next idea for doing starter for the language lesson is Kahoot quiz. A quick 10-minute quiz on Kahoot will keep learners engaged and interested. The learners like to compete against each other, and Kahoot is a major way of keeping the learners engaged and interested in the lesson. The next strategy is picture description, which is group work. For example, you're learning about family. You could give the learners a picture of a family, and they have to mention maybe the members of the family, describe them, maybe describe what they are wearing or say what the members of the family are wearing, and also urge them to talk about their own families. So some questions that you can use to jog the learners thinking: what can you see in the picture? What actions are the people in the picture doing? What are they wearing? And so forth. The next game that you can play with your learners when you begin your lesson is Time Rush. By Time Rush, we mean you have 30 seconds to write 4 words you remember from last lesson. The time is ticking. Okay, so for example, you keep a timer, Time Rush, and you tell the learners you have 30 seconds to recall or to write words from the previous lessons or words that you could be knowing. The other idea or strategy for lesson starter is show a short video clip. I like to show my learners animated stories. They watch a short animated story, and then before they start watching, I explain to them what to find the keywords. It could be keywords about colors, keywords about animals. It depends with the topic that you're learning at that particular time. The short clip normally keeps the learners engaged and interested and curious about the lesson. So show a short clip, show a short video to introduce the topic. The learners discuss about it. Then after they have watched the video, the learners can work in pairs to try and identify the different points from the video. A more interesting activity are the QR codes. So I generate QR codes. I could have images, generate QR codes, and learners have to go around trying to identify the images. It could be sentences, and learners have to complete the sentences using vocabulary. It could be anything. For example, we are learning about different, maybe French speaking countries. I could do a QR code on flags, and the learners have to identify. They scan the QR codes using iPads, and they have to identify the flags belong to which. country. This helps learners to keep engaged. It helps the learners to keep on top of the lesson. The other strategy is sing along songs. So the teacher normally finds different songs in the target language uh, with key vocabulary. It could be songs on body parts, like if you're learning body parts in English, you could use head, shoulders, knees and toes, and the learners could identify the key vocabulary. It could be days of the week, it could be clothes, it could be anything, and learners can sing along and identify key vocabulary from the songs. The other way is by playing memory games. The teacher could prepare some cards with picture and names of the target vocabulary, or this could be online, and the learners are play along trying to find an image and it is matching name. Okay, so this help the learners to practice to also practice their target vocabulary. Role playing. Every learner comes to the language lesson with a hope of speaking, with a hope of pronouncing a word in the target language. Therefore, role play gives this opportunity where learners can speak and express themselves in the target language. So, children can act out using target vocabulary and phrases. It could be if you're learning greetings, learners could greet and introduce themselves to each other, work in pairs. It could be at the doctor. One child becomes the doctor and the other one becomes the patient, and they create a conversation around the target language. The use of puppets. So children can use puppets to act out target phrases and vocabulary as well as conversation. You give the learners puppets so that they can come up with conversations, and this keeps the learners very interested and very engaged in the lesson. Voice recording, you could give the learners a list of vocabulary and they have to record themselves reading the vocabulary. Or if they already know the vocabulary, they could record themselves saying the vocabulary they remember from the previous lesson and recording themselves. Then later on, the teacher could play the recording. Okay, the children really love such kind of activities. The other way to start a lesson is sentence crate. Children are given a group of words that they can use to form multiple sentences. This activity can be done in groups. Yeah. So you give learners a group of words that have been jumbled up. And from this group of words, of course, you may have the subject, the verb, and the object. The learners can try and figure out the different sentences from the words. You use these set activities to make your lessons more engaging. If you have more ideas on starter activities that you can use in our language lessons, please remember to write them in the comment section below. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I wish you a nice time as you try to make the language lessons more interesting and engaging for the learners. Kwaheri, au revoir.